I am so glad you asked. There's no way that I could give like a complete prep guide in a 3-minute clip. But I want to say that, like, firstly and foremostly, not everybody like handles labor in the same way. And they could all be handling and coping fine. Some people are yelling, but they're not tensing against the pain. They've got those low, groaning, like animalistic sounds, and they might be louder. And that's how I was during pushing, and still coping beautifully. And so coping well does not look the same for everybody. But I will say that, like, my first birth was a really long and very painful Pitocin induction that ended in a C-section and PTSD. So, like, thing number one for me was that I was just very grateful, very thankful to have gone into labor spontaneously and to be doing it at home the way that I wanted to. So that was like mind frame number one, was that I was just very grateful that things were starting out the way that I wanted them to. Number two, being at home in my own environment where I was eating and drinking and hanging out, and I had my music and my candles, but the hot water from the tub made like all the difference in the world. I did have, lots of childbirth education and a doula and my midwives. And my husband was highly educated on birth and very hands-on, very helpful. But I think all in all, it really mostly comes down to like your mental framework and prep work around labor. So for me, a lot of it was just surrendering to the contractions and just gratefully taking them on and saying, like, I can do this, and I am one step closer to meeting my baby. And as it went away, I wasn't thinking like, wow, that was so hard, or I'm not ready for the next one. I would just go back to eating, drinking, hanging out, just like chill in between them. Forget about what's to happen. Forget about what has happened. And just be very, very present in the moment. And throughout my whole labor, I practiced yoga, I meditated daily, I journaled, I did hypnobirthing, I listened and watched birth stories constantly throughout my whole labor. Like, if I wasn't watching a video, I was listening to podcasts. I think that practicing mindfulness is probably one of the best prep works to get ready for labor. And especially if you are going natural or unmedicated, I should say, it is so important to be present and to learn to be present.